Dang. Peace, 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 peace. Bear with me. We gonna bring it back. We getting the sound right. We getting it attached. We in the house with Hash. You are in the house with Native Son. First and foremost, all praise and thanks is due to the Most High. Shout out and respect to the ancestors and the elders. You are in the house with Native Son. We got your guy Hash in the building. We got Show in the building. We are ready to give you a wonderful show today. We're going to be talking about Mansa Musa, discussing a few things about him, his life. We're going to be playing some exclusive music that just dropped, Year to Goat by Hash. You can see him sitting back there. I'm going to ask Hash, lean forward for the people real quick so they can see you in the center. Heads poking, peace signs. Feel welcome to hit your likes and your hearts. Towards the end of the episode, Hash will be doing a live performance for you. Show will be doing a live performance for you. I was going to include you, my brother, but I wanted to include you separate just to make a specific point to the people that this brother right here, he goes by the name of Show. If you didn't know, look up their music. If they are in the house with Native Son, then they are professionals. We only have professionals in the house with Native Son. If you can hear me right now, go ahead and hit some likes, some hearts. Let's get interactive so I know that you can hear me. The sound is good, you're feeling good, and everything is situated like it needs to be. It's moving smooth. And sometimes things don't go so easily. Like I said, Hash and Show, shelter in place, Year to Goat.
It's just getting crazy out here, man. It's all peace be a law, though. You know? Coronavirus and natural disaster, signs from the master. Every day them numbers multiplying, people dying faster. The president, he's not a president, he's just a lying bastard. Kung Fu and Chinese virus, the mind of a Kappa. Curfews in every nation, martial law implications. Governors and legislative safe house reservations. Built bunkers inside of the mountains just for this occasion. Persevere through patience, trust the law cause only he can save us. And now they telling me to stay at home. And like everybody else, I'm kinda nervous, so I play along. My only working at the nursing home. My sister too, they front line and helping others like they took an oath.
Breaking news tonight, the U.S. and Canada closing their borders as the coronavirus pandemic deepens. New shelter-in-place orders as millions more Americans are told to stay home. The Navy to deploy 2 hospital ships, one to New York City. The U.S. toll rising over 130 deaths. Cases globally now topping 200,000. President Trump calling himself a wartime president.
We got Hash and
Numbers
Show in the
keep
building.
rising, fears keep climbing. I'm cooped up in the studio, focusing on my rhyming. I try and make sense with the choices of God's timing, but I'm only human. I'm not capable of defining the creator, but I try it and quickly I get reminded. What's the answer, G? Now when I pray that he answer me. Thankful for my life and the fact that my dad got cancer beat. Taught me that my vision is different than what he planned for me. I look at society, all I see is anxiety. The loudest in the room, probably dealing with this shit privately. I know it's just the doubt that he's feeling, I feel inside of me. That's why I grab my Bible and head to my room quietly.
I'm living proof of why you need to do that.
Somebody hand me the bottle of Douce.
Entering a new era.
Once again, if you in the house with Native Son, all we sipping in the house with Native Son is Douce.
States across the country, the number of confirmed coronavirus cases actually doubled since last count. That's a scary trend we'll likely
I want you to stick around.
And tonight, doctors say they are also concerned about the homeless population, where the virus could quickly spread and go undetected for some time.
If you don't know who Mansa Musa is, let's go ahead and give the people some base information now.
If someone asked you who the richest people in history were, who would you name? Perhaps a billionaire banker
We're talking
or
Mansa
corporate mogul
Musa,
like Bill Gates
one of the
or
richest
John D.
people in
Rockefeller.
history.
How about African King Musa Kita I? Ruling the Mali Empire in the 14th century CE, Mansa Musa, or the King of Kings, amassed a fortune that possibly made him one of the wealthiest people who ever lived. But his vast wealth was only one piece of his rich legacy. When Mansa Musa came to power in 1312, much of Europe was racked by famine and civil wars. But many African kingdoms and the Islamic world were flourishing, and Mansa Musa played a great role in bringing the fruits of this flourishing to his own realm. By strategically annexing the city of Timbuktu and re-establishing power over the city of Gal, he gained control over important trade routes between the Mediterranean and the West African coast, continuing a period of expansion which dramatically increased Mali's size. The territory of the Mali Empire was rich in natural resources, such as gold and salt. The world first witnessed the extent of Mansa Musa's wealth in 1324, when he took his pilgrimage to Mecca. Not one to travel on a budget, he brought a caravan stretching as far as the eye could see. Accounts of this journey are mostly based on an oral testimony and differing written records, so it's difficult to determine the exact details. But what most agree on is the extravagant scale of the excursion.
We're talking Mansa
Chroniclers
Musa.
describe an entourage of
If you're
tens
just
of
tuning
thousands
in,
of soldiers,
you are in the house
civilians,
with
and
Native
slaves,
Son. We're
500
talking
heralds
Mansa
bearing
Musa,
gold staffs
richest
and dressed
person in
fine
history.
silks,
You already know
and
how
many
we do in the
camels
house
and
with Native
horses
Son. We like to
bearing an abundance of
edutain.
gold
We want you
bars.
coming back. We come every
Stopping in
other
cities
Sunday.
such as Cairo,
Unfortunately,
Mansa
this
Musa
will be
is
our
said to have
last
spent massive
episode on
quantities of
Facebook
gold,
Live.
giving to
But
the
we
poor,
still have the
buying
platform open.
souvenirs,
Find
and
my
even
group. It's
having
called
mosques
In the
built
House,
along
and
the
we will
way.
now be going live
In
from
fact,
Twitch
his
starting in
spending may have
October. And if you
destabilized
didn't
the
know,
regional economy,
October is the
causing
month
mass
for
inflation.
heartbreak. October
This journey
is the month
reportedly
for
took
heartbreak.
over a year,
Stay tuned.
and by the time Mansa
Native
Musa
Son,
returned,
you are in the house.
tales of his
with Native
amazing
Son. I'll
wealth
pray you
had
comfortable.
spread to the
Roll you
ports of the
something up, pour
Mediterranean.
you a drink. We feeling
Mali
good.
and its king were elevated to near legendary status, cemented by their inclusion on the 1375 Catalan Atlas. One of the most important world maps of medieval Europe, it depicted the king holding a scepter and a gleaming gold nugget. Mansa Musa had literally put his empire and himself on the map. But material riches weren't the king's only concern. As a devout Muslim, he took a particular interest in Timbuktu, already a center of religion and learning prior to its annexation. Upon returning from his pilgrimage, he had the great Djinguereber Mosque built there with the help of an Andalusian architect. He also established a major university, further elevating the city's reputation and attracting scholars and students from all over the Islamic world.
Mansa Musa.
Under Mansa
if you ain't
Musa,
never heard
the
of him,
empire
you're
became
gonna get a little bit of
urbanized,
information.
with
Like I
schools
said,
and
here in the
mosques
house
in
with Native
hundreds of
Son, we
densely
focus on
populated towns.
edutainment. We
The
want to give you
king's rich
something
legacy
that'll
persisted for
encourage
generations,
you,
and
enrich
to
you,
this day,
and
there are
carry you through
mausoleums,
those hard times, and at the
libraries,
same
and
time
mosques
highlight
that stand
artists
as
that
a
have been doing their
testament
thing,
to this
who are
golden age of Mali's
independent,
history.
who have wonderful sounds that you may not be regularly stopping in on like you need to. And if you didn't know, we just got done discussing a little bit about Mansa Musa in the house with Native Son, Lion Paw, Lion Roar, Lion Power. We need you sitting down for a little bit. We're in the house with Hash and Show. You know, they just dropped a new album. It's called Year to Go, YOTG. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are going to change as a result of this quarantine, as a result of what we've been facing collectively. And nobody needs to tell you anything for you to realize these particular facts. It's evident. It's written on everybody's faces in the form of a mask. But though everything is going to change, we know that there's still things in life that will not change at all. And so with no further ado, Hash and Show won't change.
It's saying Black Lives Matter. Open up Atlanta, kill the niggas and the coons with fried chicken and a Fanta. Got a different way of thinking, it's like I'm from a different planet. You can never catch me slipping, God gifted me with talent. The COVID was created just to throw us off balance, but we gotta fight the powers, ain't the time for being silent. The cops killing niggas on TV and we seeing it. And every day I'm having them daydreams with me in it. And every night I'm having them nightmares, my son in them. And on the news I'm able to view just what they done to him. He looked the same as Elijah McClain. Another cop gets acquitted, another black kid slain. Deepest condolence to the families. Don't let our people die famous, free ourselves of these calamities. We need curriculums and strategies. I'm trying to pave a better way for them youngers coming after me.
About the color of my skin or the current situation I'm in. Cause I didn't choose to be black, I was born black. I'm blessed. Cause being heavenly melanated is something that should truly be celebrated. Because black is beautiful, yeah. Black is bold, black is me. Am I wrong if I'd rather be Malcolm X than Martin Luther? If I quit playing the victim and became the shooter? If I quit with the talk and became a doer? Protect my own people, make the Black Panther newer. We're the movement, I'm praying that all of my people tune in. This really ain't the way I wanna bring June in. Somebody told me talking like this can really ruin men, but if I ain't using my platform, what are we doing then? I feel a black cloud moving in. All you wanna talk about is money in your shoe again. White cop in fear of a black man, so we shooting him. Society numb to it, watching it on the news again. I'm like, what a black man gotta do to win? If Malcolm was alive today, I'd already flew him in. I'm ready for whatever, and I mean that in the truest sense. Ready for a change? I'd be like, start the revolution then. About the color of my skin or the current situation I'm in. Cause I didn't choose to be black. I was born black. I'm blessed. Cause being heavenly melanated is something that should truly be celebrated. Because black is beautiful. Black is bold. Black is me.
There it is, Hash and Show, bringing the energy levels up. Thankfully, we got the Serato working today. You already know, sometimes we got to go in without the Serato, but no matter what happens, we always make sure that we find a way when you are in the house with Native Son, because we're used to it. We're professionals. We do shows, and I'm going to let you know like this. Stuff happens all the time. You got to be ready to work on the fly, remain humble, and still be respectful, even though your emotions may get high. And if you've been looking for us, you know, a lot of us have been staying inside. Other of us have been taking their time to go riot or protest or rally or bust up. You know, there's a lot of people in the world doing whatever that they're doing. Some people are sitting at home, hawking the news. Some people are working 2 jobs. Some people are sleeping all day. You know, people are doing what they do. But when it comes to people such as Native Son, Hash, Show, my brother M.H.E. Black, the wonderful sister Shine the Goddess that we've had on here, L. Green. When it comes to artists such as we feature on here, Saul Williams, people such as Mansa Musa, the only way that you maintain profitability or maintain anything in this life is by staying in the crowd, playing to the public. And if you didn't know, today I dropped a single. It is titled In the Crowd. Me and AKX from Righteous Revolution in the crowd. So if you're looking at me, just know I'm in the crowd.
Yo, AKX, what up? What up? It's Native Son, man. I'm looking for you. No, I'm in the crowd, man. I'm in the crowd.
Yeah.
Bum rush the show flow, who got the dough? Right wing or left wing, mercenaries and they pros, police at the door. In the streets or in my ass, protest the wicked with the picket, inhale the tear gas. No need to blast my conceal, cause everybody wear the mask. Everybody hit the floor, protesting with the 4-4. Black Panther hunting finds, blow your mind every time with this fucker picket sign. Rhymes designed for the end time, defined like a defect. No respect, we in the crowd, mob deep, the mob effect.
We outside for numerous names, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and Elijah McClain. And if these pale-faced bastards had half the sense, at least they offer them with a practice abstinence. I'm just saying every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We're mass reacting, we active, actually having no separation. Force equals mass times acceleration. Every object in a state of uniform motion will remain so until exposed to an external confrontation. I bet Newton never knew we would have this conversation as he siphoned out and pillaged all the knowledge of the ancients.
I know my knowledge culture cipher got me dipping, people listen. Black man on a mission without a pot to piston, but I'm pissed off, feel the rage, inhale the anger, taste the tears. 400 years of fears in my DNA, it's clear.
Riot gear on Officer Tim, he need a facelift. I'm not worried about the cuffs, rock them like bracelets. Rubber bullets bouncing off the chocolate on our faces. In the crowd, I said chocolate, cause it suits every occasion. Dark, white, and even milk as it spills, trying to neutralize these agents and chemicals. They keep coming close, and you can tell that they can't. Where's it going down? In the crowd. When you lose your smile, in the crowd. When they tell you quiet down, just shout it out loud. We in the crowd, in the crowd. Where's it going down? In the crowd. When you lose your smile, in the crowd. When they tell you quiet down, just shout it out loud. We in the crowd, in the crowd.
Mega fight the race, I know for gunshot, I lick him. Malcolm City fight, I know for gunshot, I lick him. Martin Private Peace, I know for gunshot, I lick him. No AKX, I lick this one, we now be no victim.
Depicting division, every dimension is indifferent to my humble way of living. This is a righteous revolution. Upon the return, the light is infused with the indiscretions. You trespass, now get past your own decision. No definition of deposition needed to rise against them. From practicing the system with no provisions, with the odds against me, I'm still living.
This is that Nyadingi deep south, indigenous, the narrative. That rude boy flex when AKX fuck with the native. West Indian, Amerindian, the African or older. Polar than rhymes written, force written. The mountain peaks of older. The world is on my shoulder, on the black man. The next serve the most serve slugs to those who serve and protect.
Making corona all your lack of respect. Cause people killing people ain't a hell of a stretch. United States of trauma, poisons and toxins got you holding your breath. If we can't breathe, how could we proceed to the next?
This is the revolution rhyming, coded in for perfect timing. Vote for you, the black dollar in this time and hour. When the slave master falls and the people get the power. Shotting power to the projects. March on Walmart on Wall Street, the war zone. We detest the people, the protest. Shooting me and shooting you until mutual the respect.
If it is, so must it be. Remember, I don't know nothing, that's devil for the police.
Yo, where's it going down? In the crowd, when you lose your smile. In the crowd, when they tell you quiet down, just shout it out loud. We in the crowd, in the crowd. Yo, where's it going down? In the crowd, when you lose your smile. In the crowd, when they tell you quiet down, just shout it out loud. We in the crowd, in the crowd. Yo, make a fight for rights, I know for gunshot, I like him. Malcolm City fight, I know for gunshot, I like him. Martin Cry for peace, I know for gunshot, I like him. Don't make it, it's a native son, we now be no victim.
Yeah, double for the blood clot police. Yo, we don't deal with Babylon, so.
Shit, you already know it's Native Son, AKX, Righteous Revolution.
No effort has been made to unite the Afro-American community or the American Negro community with the West Indian community, and then those two communities with the African community. It's never been done.
In the crowd, 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 in the crowd.
Native Son, AKX, in the crowd, just dropped today. Wherever you stream music, that is where you'll find it. Go look for it. Hash, show, YOTG, you're the GOAT. Now go, stream it wherever you stream music. If you didn't know, we're talking about Mansa Musa. I hope you seen the flyer before you turned in. That way you would know the correct spelling, because we do encourage you to Google it. After this show, this is a show where you go look up things, discover things, open new worlds and new ways to new things. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But Mansa Musa, we got a brief breakdown of his history at the beginning of the show, gentlemen, if you recall. It talked about Mansa Musa being Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Practicing the righteous way. You know what I'm saying? Sirat al-Mustaqim. And that's one of the reasons I picked it for this theme, because Hash, you are also Muslim. To my understanding, and we'll get into that in a little bit, where we'll do a brief Q&A before their live performance. But before we talk about those things, let's jump back into a little bit about Mansa Musa. Here's 15 things you might not have known.
15 things you didn't know about Mansa Musa. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello, Aluxers. Today we're embarking on a trip to Africa's richest empire. You've probably never heard of it, so let's spread some light. The Mali Empire ruled the African continent back in the 14th century. Under the command of Mansa Musa, they were one of the greatest empires of that time. Although it was not the biggest, like the Roman Empire, they were definitely a key piece economically and religiously. This time we're focusing more on their greatest ruler, Mansa Musa I. The richest man that ever lived, as some sources say. He ruled the Mali Empire for 25 years, between 1312 and 1337, and led them into prosperity and serious development. There weren't many African empires, but the Mali Empire was one of the most important. Mansa Musa was a very important emperor and conqueror of that time, and he's still remembered to this day for all of his achievements, and most of all, his lavish lifestyle and wealth. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. But enough with the rambling on. And let's see what life is like for a rich and famous emperor in Africa 700 years ago. Number 1. He ruled